Hey guys, Cosmic Sage over here, and today I want to review the Suicide Squad movie. Let's get into it. Hey guys, before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button for future updates. Anyways, let's begin. Spoiler warning for anyone who has to watch the movie yet. So, let's begin. Towards the beginning of the movie, we see Savant, he's in his prison cell and he's doing tricks with the ball, bouncing it off the walls at certain angles, and he's catching the ball and he throws it at another angle when he sees the bird and ends up killing the bird. And later on, we see the team, and you see like the whole entire lineup. You see Captain Boomerang, you see Javelin, Mongal, you see Savant himself, you see Blackguard, and Rick Flag and Harley Quinn are already on the plane, and you get like this mini interaction with Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn, and they're like talking to each other like they're friends. He been through this before, and that's kind of like paying homage to the first Suicide Squad movie, which I kind of found a little bit interesting and kind of cool too. Like, this movie is supposed to be like a soft reboot, but at the same time it's like kind of paying homage to like the first movie, like, oh, this kind of happened before, but at the same time it kind of didn't. So it's like kind of cool that you kind of get to see that small interaction a little bit. And I think that's why kind of a lot of people now, especially have watched the movie, definitely got upset when Captain Boomerang ends up dying towards the beginning of the movie as well. And another thing that I thought was kind of funny when you watch the movie is like you get like this interaction between all the members that are like trying to figure out what the heck Weasel is, if he's like a dog and all this other stuff. And Rick Flag is like, you guys really need to stop. Like, you do know that thing has done things to children. It is not a dog, it is not a pit. That thing is a ruthless killer. It is dangerous. And halfway through the beginning of the movie, not halfway through, but like in the beginning of the movie, when they first land on the island, where they land in the ocean, all that other stuff, Weasel ends up dead. But that's kind of played off as the joke later on towards the end of the movie and the post-credit scenes where you see where he's alive. I'm not sure if it's the same island, it might be a different one. I was kind of confused by that, but he's still alive, so yeah, he is dead. But okay, let's get into the deaths of the Suicide Squad members. So the first one that ends up dying was Blackguard, when he sold out his whole entire team, his squad, to the soldiers on the island. And it was just crazy. Pete Davidson does such a great job as making the character as funny as possible. Like, we see the diff, it was like, it was crazy that after that, everything goes downhill from that. You see TDK, and it's kind of paying homage to the character for Off-Boy, Arms Fall Off-Boy from the comic books, and it's like so crazy. So you see him, he detaches his arms and he's fighting the soldiers with his arms, and his body's like in the back and he's like his arms do his thing. And you get like this funny interaction with Harley Quinn and Rick Flag, and Harley's looking at Rick Flag like, what the heck is that? And Rick Flag's like, oh, look at me, I didn't pick most of the team members. And you see it fighting them, and later on you see the soldier shooting at his arms, and he's like wailing out in pain, like in pain when they're shooting at his arms, but his body's like completely fine. And that's like one of the most funniest deaths besides Blackguard's. After that, you get Mongo. And I have to admit, there's one thing that I did not like is how Mongo was kind of portrayed, because she's a way stronger character than she is portrayed in this movie. Like, in this movie, they just portray her as some weak alien, which she's been shown to be on par with Superman and all these other strong characters in the comics. You know, Mongo, all that other mumbo jumbo. You have to at least know as a comic book fan that she's kind of on par with Superman and the Super Family and all this other stuff. So it was kind of a shame to see that they kind of weakened down the character and killed her off at the beginning, where they could have done so much more in the character. But that's just my opinion though, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But anyways, we move on to the other team, but Bloodsport, Ratcatcher 2, Peacemaker, and King Shark. And I have to admit, oh yeah, Polka Dot Man. I also forgot Polka Dot Man. And I have to admit, it's just one thing that I love about the movie in general was like how Peacemaker and Bloodsport will always try to one shot or one up each other, because they kind of basically do the same thing. And it's like you get like this scene where they go to the village. It's like all innocent people, and they just start massacring the whole entire village to like have this contest to see who's like doper between the two, who's like cool between the two. And like there's this one scene where Bloodsport is like, yo, Peacemaker, you just shot that dude, but it's a non-lethal, assault. And Peacemaker's like, wait for it, explosive bullets, and the guy just and there's this one scene, he's like, Bloodsport's like, show up, and oh my god, John Cena does such a great job as Peacemaker. And Peacemaker's like, no, you're like showing all this coolest stuff ever and all this art stuff. And bro, I just died laughing, honestly. I couldn't help myself. John Cena does such a great job as Peacemaker. And it's like, you have to remember when these characters go inside the village and they're like showing off or trying to one up each other, you gotta remember they're villains, so they kind of honestly don't care about what they do to people. So when this happens, it's kind of like funny, but you know what's gonna happen. And I have to admit, I kind of going on a tangent so far. So let's try to circle around back to the art characters. You get Ratcatcher 2, and I have to admit, Ratcatcher has to be like the most innocent of the whole entire Suicide Squad team, besides King Shark, because King Shark's story is kind of sad. Like, he wants friends, but at the same time, this dude is like a big giant humanized shark. Like, you get next to him, you might as well just go outside his mouth and just be eaten whole by him, honestly. It's like kind of sad, but at the same time, you see like Ratcatcher is like asking if he has any friends, if he would eat his friends, and Ratcatcher is trying to be like friends with him, and it's like so cute, bro. Like, no denying that it was probably one of the cutest scenes in the movie. And there's this like numerous amount of scenes where King Shark, they tried to like play on the fact that King Shark died like multiple times in the movie, where this guy literally just got back up and nothing happened to him. And it was like so funny, I couldn't help but laugh too, especially with those little cute fish, and they think that you think are cute, but they're like these crazy piranha psycho beast things, and you're like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. And they start biting King Shark, and it's like so funny, you can't help but laugh. But if there's one thing that I have to admit, one character that a lot of people like, and I have to admit that I kind of like what James Gunn did with him, was Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man in the comics is kind of like a bland character, but James Gunn did a complete 180 on the character and made him probably one of the most interesting characters ever. Like, he's not like a bad guy, but at the same time he kind of is, but he wants to do good. But at the same time, you can tell like this guy is mentally disturbed, especially when he sees like everything as his mom, because his mom was a scientist at Star Labs and all this other crazy stuff. So it's kind of cool that James Gunn not only stayed original or true to the character, but also he kind of like did a lot of brand new stuff with the character too that really made the character way more interesting. And it's kind of sad that you see him, he's like happy, and he's happy that he's doing good, he's like a superhero, and he literally gets killed off by Starro, and that has to be like one of the most saddest deaths ever, honestly, one of the most saddest. But it's like, it wasn't fair, man. Besides Captain Boomerang and Polka Dot Man, I have to admit, those two were probably the most saddest deaths ever, probably for everyone, in my opinion, but that's just me. But anywho, there's Starro towards the end of the movie was like, it's kind of like the scene in the comics. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't notice that much of a difference, but a lot of people don't really like how Sora was portrayed. But the movie was fun to me. I thought the movie was good. So besides that, it wasn't bad at all. So I didn't think anything was wrong with the movie. But if there's one thing that I have to admit though that a lot of people are complaining and there's been a lot of buzz and news about, is that the movie wasn't promoted as much as it should have been to some extent. It's been failing at the box office. It hasn't been doing well at the box office. And it's a shame too because the movie is such a fun movie. Like, DC needs to get its priorities together when it comes to promoting certain movies or properties or comic books or even any media that they have in general, because this movie could have been a big success at the box office. It was way better than Black Widow in my opinion. And I haven't seen Black Widow yet, but from the reviews I've been getting, it's not been so good from the reviews I've been seeing online, all that other stuff. But the Suicide Squad did an amazing job with not only all the characters that it had at its disposal, but it did a great job at portraying them as well. And it is one more character that I kind of forgot that I really wanted to delve into was Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn probably had like the most growth as a character in this movie, even though I ain't gonna lie, I did really like how they kind of like did like her own mini story. Like, you gotta focus on the whole entire team, I ain't gonna lie about that. But at the same time, you kind of get to see how far she's come from the days of being like the Joker's partner, all this other stuff. Like with Prison, Luna was trying to like tell her like all this bad stuff he's done. She's like, I can't let you continue. She just ends him right there, and it's like crazy. But at the same time, it's like kind of remaining true to the character in the comics, because Harley Quinn, she really is kind of like an anti-hero. She really is an anti-hero. So the fact that you kind of see this character growth and development for the character was really nice too. And besides that, I have to admit, the Suicide Squad, I'll give it 8.5 out of 10. It was a really good movie. I wish there could have been more stuff that they could have, added and changed around. But besides that, I have to say, no complaints. The only complaint that I have is that it's a shame that it wasn't promoted as much as I'm Not Starfire. I am planning to do a review on that pretty soon, so look out for that. But I have to admit, from what I've seen so far, and I've seen it myself, it's like really bad. It's like one of those books or graphic novels we have the authors self-insert themselves, and that got promoted by DC a lot. Like, it got promoted the crap out of DC. Like, DC promoted the crap out of that graphic novel / comic book. But yeah, the Suicide Squad, even though DC probably knew, or heck, they probably already knew that was going to be a success, they didn't promote as much as that book. And it's a shame though, that's fitting at the box office right now. But besides that, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'm in comment stage, and thank you for your time.